it's up my Jurassic. Yeah, we probably need to come up with a better name than that. So we're going to be reading Jurassic World Cretaceous FanBook episodes 7 to 12 today, made by me. Took 5 months. If you haven't watched the first 1 to 6 episodes, go do so already. And yeah, let's go. Let's start. Episode 7, in the middle of nowhere. The kids looked around them. Where are we? Darius asked. In the middle of nowhere, Yasmina said. Or are we? Kenji said, pointing at the incline they jumped off at. Ben and Bumpy are near, Sammy said, excited. Guys, he fell off above a parked jeep. I remember seeing it, Darius said. Yeah, when you dropped him, Yasmina said. The others looked at Darius. He's near, Sammy piped up. Okay, episode 7 was chapter 7 was very, very short. So, episode/chapter 8, Into the Unknown. The kids heard footsteps. Wait, I didn't do something. The kids heard footsteps coming from the bushes. Guys, grab a branch, protect yourself, Brooklyn said, shuddering. Shuddering, is that a word? A baby Triceratops came out. Ha, said Kenji. It's just a baby. All of a sudden, a massive dinosaur came out and snapped it up in its jaws. Ah! The kids screamed as they started to run. The kids threw their sticks at the dinosaur, but it just kept chomping the sticks in half. Then Darius remembered that dinosaurs are slower on turns, so he shouted, "Zigzag! 1, 2, 3!" The kids zigzagged back and forth till the dinosaur was too tired to carry on. Suddenly, the kids saw a parked jeep. He must be near, Sammy said. The kids looked around them. There's multiple, Yasmina stated, pointing at another. They looked over at another tree. There was Ben's pack where he kept his hand sanitizer. Now, at this point, I didn't remember that Kenji had actually taken it. Kenji had the pack, so that was a bit... Yeah. Darius grabbed the pack. He's near. Ben! The kids shouted. Meow! An animal said. It's Bumpy, Kenji explained. But how did he find Ben's pack? Brooklyn said, confused. Bumpy came out of the bushes. And we've got another brilliant picture. He's just came out of the bushes. And yep. Last time we did Camp Cretaceous season 2 predictions, we unboxed him, so that was fun. Let's go to the next one. Bumpy! Kenji shouted. Bumpy started turning around with excitement, like dogs do. I think he wants us to follow him, Darius said. He's leading us to Ben, Brooklyn said, looking into the trees. Okay, so basically, in this chapter before, where I said the dinosaur, it was when they released the clip of the Ceratosaurus, the one with the singular horn, chasing the kids, and then I decided to add that into my bit. So, yeah, that was in the season 2 teaser, and I also reacted to that on the channel a while back. So... Yep, when they release a season 3 teaser, I will be reacting to it soon after we've done the Camp Cretaceous book. Then I'll be doing Camp Cretaceous season 3 predictions. So yeah. Anyway, episode 9. Ben. Bumpy was excited to see them. The kids followed Bumpy into the trees. Are you sure we can trust the baby dinosaur to lead us to Ben? Yasmina asked. He's Bumpy. He knows what he's doing. Plus, he loves Ben. Of course he knows where Ben is, Kenji said. The kids began following Bumpy. So what do you want to talk about, Darius asked. That's what I always say when I'm on my walk to school with my mum, normally. But, Suddenly Bumpy stopped in his tracks. Something's not right, Brooklyn said. Bumpy started circling in an area. He looked sad. Was Ben here? Sammy asked, looking worried. Did he wake up? Kenji asked. The kids looked sad and worried. The kids, looking sad and worried, headed back to where they'd found Ben's pack. When they got there, the kids had a speck of hope. as they saw the pack had gone. Ben took it, and Yasmin said hopefully, "Ben!" The kids shouted, hoping for a reply. There was no reply. "Ben!" the kids shouted again. There was still no reply. "He's not there," said Yasmina. "He's gone," said Brooklyn. Darius and Sammy weren't going to give up. "Ben!" Darius and Sammy shouted. "I'm here," said a faint voice in the distance. "He's alive! He's alive!" Kenji exclaimed. "I'm stuck," came the voice. Okay, so that was episode 9. Okay, episode 10. Trying to rescue Ben. In the jungle, Ben was stuck. He was stuck in a cave. Just half an hour before the kids arrived, Ben had woke up and began trekking out to find the others. While exploring, he heard noises coming from the bushes. Suddenly, a T-Rex came rushing out the bushes and started to chase Ben. He screamed as he ran into a nearby cave. Ben ran deeper and deeper till the T-Rex was too tall to continue, but Ben panted as he realised he was safe for a little while. When Ben was ready to come out, he realised he couldn't move. A while back, Ben had rested in a ledge and got wedged in between the two rocks. Then Ben heard a call from the others. He quickly called out help, and he knew the other kids would come and find him. He just didn't know how they would get him out. And that isn't episode 10 yet. I'm just pausing because it's the next chapter after. I mean, not the next chapter or next paragraph, but then basically at this point, the reason why I forgot about the bit where he grabs his pack is because after I finished episode 9, my brain suddenly, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here came on TV, and I love that show, so I couldn't just ignore it. So I spent about a month off the story watching the series, and then I came back to it. So the kids raced towards where they'd heard the call of help, Bumpy following after them. "Wait, where is he?" Darius said. "Ben," they called out. "Yes," came the faint voice. "Where are you?" Brooklyn and Sammy shouted. "I'm stuck in a cave," he replied. The kids saw the cave. They ran towards it, but heard a grunting noise. That should be not just a grunting coming from behind them. They stopped in their tracks. As the kids looked behind them, they were terrified. Standing there was the T-Rex, hungry and looking for food. Quickly, Bumpy ran into the cave away from the kids, terrified of the prey, waiting for it to be caught. "Ah!" the kids screamed as they ran the opposite way from the cave. "Guys," Ben echoed from the cave. Rexy continued to weave in and out of the trees, chasing the 5 kids. Suddenly, it started to rain. As the ground became more and more slippery, it was getting harder to run. Suddenly, Yasmina tripped and fell over onto a big rock, not onto Big Rock. After I'm reading this, I'm finding a bunch of mistakes. But get Yasmina, Sammy and Darius shouted as they ran towards her. The T-Rex was gaining, and the kids still had no luck getting Yasmina up from her position. The T-Rex was now only about 10 yards away. ... Okay, and that's episode 10. Now we're going to do chapter and episode 11, Miracles from Heaven. Suddenly, a miracle happened. Yasmina got up and started running just as the T-Rex lunged at the rock. The kids continued to run into the forest, but as if there couldn't be another miracle, the T-Rex had stopped trying to catch them. Rexy had broken a lot of teeth when biting the rock and had decided to give up on the kids. "Roar!" it shouted before disappearing into the jungle. "That was a close call," Darius said. "Yeah," the others agreed as they carefully walked back to the path. "Wait, where was the cave?" Brooklyn asked, worried. in the cave Bumpy had just found Ben. "Bumpy," Ben shouted. He tried to reach out his arms, but he couldn't since he was still stuck. Suddenly, streams of water began pouring down the slopes. The cave was beginning to flood. Dun dun dun. Okay, now we're going to do last chapter/episode, which will be episode 12, chapter 12. And then it will be that for today, and then we'll be able to continue in the next few days, within the next few episodes. So, the cave was filling up fast, and there was no way of stopping it. Ben was panicking and trying to escape, but he was still stuck. "Help," he called, but the water's rushing sound blocked out his voice. "Help," he shouted even louder, but no voice replied. "Help," he called a final time, but he still heard no sounds other than Bumpy splashing about in the cave and the speeding water. Ben thought he was going to die. He didn't have the energy to keep fighting for his life, so he just sat there, hoping help would come. And then we got another picture. So it's got a little water cave there. And so, meanwhile, in the forest, the kids were going in all different directions without a clue what they were doing, when suddenly they realised they could faintly hear Ben. "He's this way," Darius shouted, pointing towards the path that was now covered in mud. The kids began rushing as fast as they could to the cave, but just before they got there, Kenji slipped, falling into a deep ditch. "Quick, help, Kenji, up. We don't have much time," Yasmina said, but Brooklyn, Darius and Sammy were already on the case. They quickly got up and started running again towards where they had heard the shout. Just when they thought all their troubles were over, they were stopped by a rustle in the bushes. It was a compy. That can't hurt us. It's so tiny," Kenji said, laughing. "It can when they're in squads, though," Darius said. "Oh no," Sammy and Brooklyn said, noticing all the compies starting to appear around them. "Run!" Kenji shouted. The kids quickly saw the cave and ran towards it. As the 5 kids entered the cave, the compies did not follow. "Oh God," they all thought. Just then, Bumpy came running towards them, creating waves in the water. "Bumpy!" Kenji said. Bumpy ran straight past Kenji through the tree. Bumpy ran straight past Kenji, Bumpy ran straight past Kenji, and ran into the trees. I don't know what that was supposed to say. Say in the comments if you know. But then, deeper down in the cave, the water was now up to Ben's waist. "Guys," he exclaimed as he saw their feet near the entrance of the cave. "Ben!" the others shouted as they trekked through the water towards Ben. The water was now so high that the kids had begun swimming towards Ben. "Ben!" shouted the kids again. "Help me! My arm's wedged between these 2 rocks," he replied. The kids quickly ran over and heaved the rock out of place. "Thanks. Now we've got to get out of here," Ben shouted. The kids swam their way back to the entrance of the cave, but the entrance was blocked. Okay, so we're going to leave it there for today. Hope you enjoy. Make sure to pop back tomorrow for another episode of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous FanBook Season 2. And peace out. It's been good. See ya!